I came across this story probably about 3:00 in the morning last night, because that's what I do on Sunday nights when I'm getting ready for the newscast. I no longer prepare for like Sunday school lessons or primary lessons. I prepare for the newscast. So it's very fun to have a place to put my, those skills that we all had, right? Doing the lesson. So I don't know how many of you have been following for the last 7 years the series of Book of Mormon videos that have been coming out. There have been 45 altogether. I have podcasted about it here, I think on the newscast a couple times, because it brought us this version of Jesus where he's wearing this lovely frock. And I think I've done a couple things where I say who wore it best, because he's got that waistband, he's got the sleeves. Anyway, he looks marvelous. So this is a series that's been going on since 2017, and it's at the very end, 45 videos. So this article kind of took a look back at the whole history, 7 years of making these Book of Mormon videos. I'm sure if you haven't seen them, you've had relatives talk about them like I have, or put them on when you least expect it and you watch them. So it says that before they started filming in 2017, they went and talked to some of the church leaders. Back then, President Russell Nelson was just an Elder Nelson. And he said, when they asked, how should we approach this? What should we do? There's all kinds of different ways we can look at it. He said, this is to help gather Israel. It's to teach the doctrine. It's to teach the covenants. And most importantly, to testify of Jesus Christ. Please filter everything through this story. And I think that's what's happened. So there was a lot to the article. It was kind of just a send off, a final reminder that this has been going on. But the part that really just made me laugh in the middle of the night, I'm calling this section, "No Man Knows My Location." Because obviously you're filming Book of Mormon videos over 7 years, 45 videos, and you have to be in a location, right? You have to indicate where you are or where in the world this is taking place, or do you? In this case, no man knows my location. The article says, but with the distinction, visualization over dramatization, that's kind of their concept, came some particular challenges. One was set locations. Merrill was one of the directors. What he said was, he called it location neutrality. That's a new phrase we all might want to learn. And that was key when choosing locations, meaning anywhere we picked for filming could not be so recognizable that viewers might think a Book of Mormon story had truly taken place there. I had to read like that like 4 times in the middle of the night. They had to make sure they chose a location where it didn't really look like the Book of Mormon had happened. So I, of course, made some AI. Here is the Book of Mormon on the moon. I think that, and also on, I think that's probably planet Saturn or something. So obviously it didn't, well, we don't know. We can't say it didn't take place there, but not recognizably. So it goes on to say, so we're not saying this happened in the heartland. We're not saying this happened in Central America. We're not saying South America. What we're saying is it happened. Well, and this is the testimony of Jesus Christ.
On that last slide where you had the moon pictures.
Yes.
Is it true that behind some of those boulders in the background were hiding Quakers?
I think so. 6-foot-tall moon Quakers. Yep, that's it. They're all there. Yeah. All the proof is there. Everything you need. So I just found that to be really interesting. And I made a post about this today because I knew I was going to talk about it on the newscast. And our friend Jackson Washburn, who often will chime in and say things on Mormonish Podcast Facebook page, he reminded me of the original article back in 2017, where they sort of said the same thing. And I read that as a nuanced, faithful member. And I read this statement here. This is when they began the whole series. It says, so we're not saying this happens in the heartland, and we're not, oh, this is the one I already read, this next one. Okay. The executive producer, Bill Elliott, said on the location neutral tactic, if the Lord hasn't shown it and the brethren haven't brought it forward, then there's no reason for us to speculate. So heaven forbid science bring it forward or archaeology bring it forward. But until the Lord or the brethren bring it forward, we're just not going to state where it is. And we're going to take great pains to have our videos made in a place that looks nothing like the Book of Mormon. So I don't know. What do you guys think about this? It just struck me as really
funny. Among the brethren haven't brought it forward. Excuse me, if you include Joseph Smith and Oliver Cowdery at a minimum amongst the category of brethren, then yes, they have brought it forward.
And Zelf, he brought it forward in a big
way. Heartland, baby. Yeah. That's what they said.
Yeah. Anyway, Bill, any thoughts on that?
Could you guys name Could you name 3 professional Book of Mormon archaeologists in the current moment in 2024? Is there
ones that haven't gone out to look for evidence and then kind of walked away and sort of said, no, I can't.
I know of some researchers out there, but
researcher writer. Yeah.
I can't name the members of the General Relief Society either.
No, and Cardinellis can't even.
Not even the That's right. So anyway, I just thought that was interesting. The other thing that stuck out in this article, and then we'll get on to Bill's. This was very interesting. I'm calling this "Miracles for Me, but Not for Thee," and this is another inspiring story from the article about the Book of Mormon videos. And the directors say, time and time again, we saw miracles while shooting scenes along the Oregon coast of Nephi, building a ship. Okay. For example, Merrill said smoke from a mountain forest fires, those pesky forest fires, significantly obscured the beaches that they'd planned to use. But the cast and crew moved forward with faith, and the smoke cleared during filming. The day they wrapped, Merrill said, the smoke came back in. So forest fires causing smoke, they can't film. Suddenly the smoke pulls back, they film, and then the smoke comes back to where it was. So,
I'm sure that all the people who lost homes and lives and property are very inspired by that story.
Well, I know. And it goes on to be even more inspiring. It says, afterwards, I got home. This is the director talking. And I looked back at the historical satellite footage, and you could see in the satellite footage of this area right on the beach where we were, that we were protected. We had ministering angels there who were helping us, supporting us. And we saw a miracle on that shoot. So I tried to do AI of angels. They kind of look like seagulls, but if you get in close, they are angels. So while people were losing homes, pets, hopefully not lives, while firefighters and helicopters were risking their lives at great peril, the ministering angels, it seems like they often make this kind of a call where they go for the car keys or the Nephi boat building shoot. And that's where they went to save the day.
It's a beach. There's nothing to burn.
Yeah. It was the smoke. It was in the way of the shot.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyway,
a lot of people, a lot of professionals, really high-end movie directors and producers put smoke in the shots intentionally.
Exactly. And wet concrete because it looks better. Yeah, you're absolutely right. So anyway, those were just 2 funny takeaways from that article, but 45 videos out there if you guys want to go check them out. The entire story of the Book of Mormon.
I like your expression about no man knows my location. I thought maybe no man knows my geography.
Even better. No man knows my hemisphere. Let's just make it wider.
Yes, absolutely. Nobody knows the trouble I've seen. How about this? A little known fact that had the Jesus guy. They had to have him for quite a while in the movie. And it's a little known fact that actually they had to change actors for Jesus halfway through because unfortunately the first Jesus died during filming.
Is that true?
They waited 3 days and there
he was.
He wasn't back, so they had to move on.
Yeah.